You talk about their MCS game yet? Hold up.
Welcome, everyone, to the Super Bowl week of the Prep NFL podcast. I'm Jack McGroarty here with Tommy Repici and Noah George, new on the pod. And, yeah, it's Super Bowl week. 3 days from now, the Seahawks are going to play the Patriots in Super Bowl 60. And I don't think we've had an episode since, the divisional round?
No, we did another one where you weren't here, me and Jamie and Liam, which was the championship weekend.
Yeah, so championship weekend was pretty big, right? I think if we want to start off with Broncos-Patriots here.
So we knew that, we all knew the Patriots were going to win, but me and Jimmy picked the Broncos just because we wanted to see what Stidham could do. Because we thought he could, take in that role as the Broncos quarterback and achieve pretty well. And he just looked horrible. He's the reason they lost that game. Their defense played great. The Broncos defense did everything they needed to win that game, and they just lost.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't a high-scoring game, right?
It was 10-7.
It was 10-7. And I think that touchdown from the Broncos was the first or second drive of the game.
Yeah, it was the second drive.
Did him he hit that deep ball to who was it?
I don't
It was like a 60-yard, but basically that was the entire offense for the Broncos the entire game.
Yeah.
I think it was literally, I want to say Stidham had 110 passing yards. That was the only big play of the game, and it kind of sucks that you score that early in the game, can't get any more points the rest of the way.
Also, the missed kicks, too, for both teams.
Yeah.
It's cold, it's cold there in Denver, but still, you're an NFL kicker in the division championship. You can't be missing this many kicks. Yeah. And I think the Broncos defense played really well. So did the Patriots defense.
Yeah, Broncos defense, I mean, they've always, they've made their mark in the league this entire season. I think, they were expected to do very well. But, I mean, also, it's just, they didn't let up any, a big amount of points, but still, it was just, the offense could definitely use some work there.
Also, bad coaching from the Broncos, I think. You're giving the ball to R.J. Harvey 13 times, and you're throwing the ball 31 times to your backup quarterback in the biggest game of the season. I think that's stupid on the coaching part, where you can just try and run it down the throats to just get 40 more yards.
And I think for what he was there to do, I think Stidham really put in a valiant effort.
Yeah.
I think that, 133 yards, a touchdown, a pick, pretty bad conditions. I don't think that's necessarily always going to get it done, but when the Broncos defense plays how it did, limiting May to only 10 completions on 20 attempts and 86 yards. Ramondre had a pretty decent game.
If I'm mistaken,
over 70 yards.
Wasn't the touchdown for the Patriots a defensive touchdown?
Yeah. It was
yeah, they didn't let up. The Broncos defense played awesome. It's just the offense ruined the game for them.
Yeah, I think the Broncos, if they had Knicks, they'd definitely be in the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah.
Because the Pats, and we'll get into this in just a bit, but the Pats haven't looked great in the playoffs.
They haven't beat. Well,
it's been some.
They had an easy
wins.
schedule too. Everyone's been saying they have an easy schedule.
Well, and you look back,
and even
at
the playoffs too. Their schedule has been probably the easiest. They have the easiest path to the Super Bowl.
Bo Nixless Broncos, right? Before that, who was it? The Chargers, maybe.
Chargers, the Chargers.
Yeah, it was the Chargers. Justin Herbert's won. Never won a playoff game in his 7 years in the league. So and that game was at home too.
So they play another one now. Right?
No, because they got the bye. But yeah, I really do think this told me a lot about how good this Broncos defense was.
They did play another one. They played the Texans.
Oh yeah, and the Texans.
Texans.
Yeah,
Texans are solid.
That was kind of a blowout too.
Yeah.
That was a good game, but besides that, the past 2 games I haven't been that impressed at all.
But think about all the teams the Patriots avoided to get there. They avoided all the powerhouses: the Bills, the Broncos without Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Who else was the AFC powerhouse?
I mean, there wasn't really
any powerhouses.
The thing about impressing with the Jack was talking about how impressive games have been. Patriots haven't really made their mark to me. To me, when I watched the Seahawks play against the 49ers and they made their mark against a good team, their defense shut them down from the start. It was 6-40 something.
Yeah.
And it was that game showed me that these they are a great team altogether. Great coaching, great defense, offense. I feel I don't really know if they have any holes in it, but I feel they're pretty solid.
When you look at it overall, it sucks that Bo Nix went down because I really do think that they'd have.
That's a special team.
Yeah.
Denver Broncos.
But they're also pretty
They're young. Yeah, they're gonna be
to where the
back.
fact
They'll
that
be back.
next year. On the NFC side of things, though, an instant classic, honestly, with the Seahawks and the Rams.
That's the matchup of the season by far.
It really
by far. Those games were so
offensive-
close, always in offensive battles.
It was an
the whole year.
offensive, two offensive juggernauts. Sam Darnold, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns. Matt Stafford, 374 yards, 3 touchdowns. And they were both over 65% completion. It was passing the ball all over the field.
Yeah.
And the run game was pretty solid, too. Kenneth Walker at
Kenneth
82
Walker-
yards
No,
and a touchdown.
He's good. It's just I think he was really taken away. I think it helps with fresh legs too because he's sharing backfield all year, so he has like half the wear and tear as any other running back in the league. And then he comes out like he's been doing really good the
I
last
just think
couple
he's
games.
a great player. Like
I think
I've
he
always
is.
favored him.
Yeah.
He hasn't really gotten goal line touches this year, but otherwise
Yeah.
he's really good.
He did have a touchdown. I think going into this game, you knew it was going to be an offensive battle. You knew the defenses weren't going to be involved much, and you knew it was going to be Stafford and Nakua versus Darnold and Jack Smith and Jigba. And they
What a game! For
all
both those
four
receivers.
played
Yeah,
great.
Yeah,
And that last drive too, I really thought that Stafford.
I thought
had
he
a
I thought
chance
he got
to
out of
bring
bounds
down.
there.
Yeah,
Nakua?
Oh, yeah.
I thought he was out, but
No, well,
on
yeah.
replay.
The
yeah,
replay was
he,
like
he
it was-
wasn't.
yeah,
But it was a great game. It was a great final drive by the Seahawks there because I really did think the Rams were going to end up coming away from it in what might be Matt Stafford's last season.
yeah.
But this Seahawks offense is really, really
They're
good.
special.
And their defense is good too, even though this Rams offense has been as hot as anyone in the
Well,
league.
I want to talk about the Rams and Stafford real quick.
Oh.
Obviously, Stafford's gonna win the MVP this year. I think, unless if May has a really good Super Bowl,
Well, it
Yeah.
doesn't.
it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter.
it comes out on Friday anyway.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So
Which is tomorrow.
obviously, I think
Yeah.
Stafford's gonna win tomorrow. He's definitely a Hall of Fame quarterback by far now,
Yeah.
No, believe so.
100%.
Yeah.
Like,
It'll be
I think
an
he earned it.
MVP.
Especially with the
a
Rams,
Super
he
Bowl.
earned
I
it
feel like
too.
this season he was also like slept on. Like when they were talking about quarterbacks, I feel
You're talking
like,
about like Lamar Jackson,
Yeah.
Hurts,
Yeah.
Mahomes, Allen. You're not really talking about.
Matt Stafford.
Matthew
Like,
Stafford,
I mean, like,
Drake
towards the end
May.
of the season, I would say yeah, we are,
Mhm.
but like he was definitely
Everyone was talking about Drake May the entire year.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like Drake May is, but I mean Stafford was the one to beat, and
Yeah.
Sam Darnold.
Exactly.
I
And
agree.
and I didn't think personally that Sam Darnold was going to be able to get it done. I remember last year, me and you sat on this podcast when the Vikings were 14-3, quarterback by Sam
We said it,
Darnold,
yeah.
and we both said Sam Darnold didn't have what it take to win a playoff game.
Yeah,
And we were right there.
We
But-
said we agree. Liam was the one who was right here.
Yeah. And,
The
and
Seahawks
I
are
stuck with
talented.
that
Yeah, I stuck
through
with
this
it
year,
too.
but
He's proved us wrong.
he definitely has, and it is not often that you see a resurgence like this for a guy that was
Yeah.
counted out in the National Football League for 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah.
He's
I mean-
been a backup.
Even like Baker Mayfield, you can put him and
Yeah.
Darnold in like the same picture, like
Yeah.
perspective. Like Baker Mayfield hasn't even came back that far from going from the Browns to the Rams to
Yeah,
Bucks.
the Bucks now. Like he's doing good, but Sam Darnold's jump from the Jets and the Panthers to just randomly have a good year with the
Jets
Vikings.
to
Like,
a year with the Panthers, gets benched for Bryce Young, back and forth a few times.
Yeah.
Then he sits behind.
JJ McCarthy
Brock
never
Purdy
gets
in
hurt.
San
He's never gonna
Francisco.
get his.
Yeah,
He never gets his
and
opportunity.
then he
to
goes from San Francisco to Minnesota last year.
Yeah.
And all he's done is win the past 2 years. I want to say he's 20.
He's lost four
No, yeah,
games last
I-
year,
I-
3 games this year.
I think he's like 30 and
he has
6.
7 losses. Yeah,
Like,
well,
he's
if you
like-
count his playoff game.
Yeah. If you're counting playoffs, he's like 30 and 7 the
37,
past
yeah.
2 years.
That's really
But
good.
he is
that's good.
easily in the past 4 weeks playing the best football that I've ever seen him play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. He's just like a winner. Like for a little while now. Like I mean, I've always like been a little biased towards him, but himself has had an amazing season. I feel like. Back on the Baker thing, Baker. I agree with you, Tommy. Baker is really good, but like he had a great beginning of the season, and then he just like
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
dang.
it dealt with
Baker looks
injury.
like
Yeah,
he might be
He didn't look good.
yeah.
going off the rails a bit,
Yeah.
especially as that Buccaneers team is getting older as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah. But another thing I want to talk about. Wait, the Super Bowl was in San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is familiar ground for Stafford too, so it's not really like because he plays San Francisco twice this year. I
Yeah.
think he played him last year too. So he played him twice in San Francisco, compared to the Patriots who hasn't played. Like Drake May hasn't really played in
Yeah.
that stadium
Yeah.
before.
It's
I think it's going to be
more of
familiar
a
ground
home-
for Stafford.
Yeah.
It's going to be more of a home game for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
With the Super Bowl, you never know because
It's
it rarely is.
it's like an
actual
influence.
fans
It's like
that
an
get out,
influence thing. Yeah.
It's a lot
Those
of like
tickets are insane.
really big business owners, donors, stuff like that.
Celebrities.
But it'll definitely bear an advantage for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
And when you're looking at their offense as a whole, right, and you look at Sam Darnold's amazing season, they have probably the best weapons in the league between JSN, who was pretty objectively the best wide receiver in football this year.
Shaheed, now Cooper Cup. Those
Sh-
three.
Yeah.
Those are the
Shaheed,
best wide
Cooper
receiver
Kupp.
trio. That's the best receiver trio.
And
in
Cooper
the
Cup
league.
3 years ago was breaking the record was 100 yards away from breaking the record of most receiving yards.
He was
Cooper
better.
Kupp-
You could argue that he was better than Puka. He was better. His prime was better than what Puka Nakua is doing now in the Rams. I think
Easily.
Yeah,
by
yeah.
far.
Easily.
Well,
He had the second best season
yeah.
of all
Cooper,
time.
after he got traded, I feel like he was like kind of overlooked by like a lot of other great receivers.
Yeah.
But
He's definitely taking a
he's-
step down.
He's
But
Yeah,
old.
but
It's
he's
age.
still-
That's what aging
yes,
does too.
But he's like still like he's like legit. Like he's doing really well. And I feel like they are like Tommy said, one of the best or the best receiver trio
Easily.
in the league.
Him and Devontae Adams, Cup and Devontae Adams had
Yes.
the same exact role this year. I feel like.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, and exactly what you just said with Rashid Shaheed,
Mhm.
he's having a great year, and he
Special
had some
teams, yeah.
Well, he's
on
also-
the
yeah.
Saints. He had some good plays, but I think he's really come together as more of
He's a
a
deep ball
holistic
guy.
player. Yeah.
Having two deep ball threats on the same team too.
Yeah.
Big
well,
deep ball
they're
threats.
all
Like,
they really don't have a big physical receiver, which is interesting. When
Yeah.
you have three guys, you usually have at least one.
bigger guy.
Bigger
Yeah. Bigger physical receiver. They're
DJ.
all kind of the more. Shaheed is definitely the more of the rack deep threat.
Yeah.
Obviously,
JSN
Jason
is
is
a
a
he
great
can
route
do
runner.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's
the
a great route runner.
The what Emerald City route.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I saw it.
Never mind. But yeah,
get
this game to me, as we're transitioning to the Super Bowl, is gonna be, can the Patriots offense keep up with the Seahawks, especially when the Seahawks defense
It's not that. They're good. They're not that good though.
they're good, they're not great, but they're good enough, I think, to hold off the Patriots. And you know that this Seahawks offense is gonna get after them early. They're
think
gonna put up a lot of
If
points.
Nick McGroarty plays,
That's
to
the
his
other
best,
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if he's actually out, it's a very big like. It just tanks him down. Like not like they're a great defense altogether, but it does bring him down.
And he's a rookie too.
He's a
Yeah.
rookie, but he was a great rookie.
He anchors that defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. That secondary,
Big hitting.
it's great. You have Tariq Woolen, you have Julian Love, and then you have Nick Amanwari, like you just said, and that would be a pretty big loss, especially with the passing ability of May to go over the top. That would definitely affect the game. For those who don't know, he hurt his ankle in practice. I think he's still questionable, right?
Yeah, he's questionable, but I don't think he practiced yesterday.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there's probably going to be information on that soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see him not playing though.
Yeah.
It's a
I mean,
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really don't see how you could sit out that game, but you never know.
Mhm.
And then on the Patriots side, obviously, just like we just said, the Seahawks defense as a whole is definitely. It's definitely
they're
beatable.
beatable. Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
exactly that.
I think the key to the game for the Patriots is going to be get Ramondre Stevenson going.
Get
And
who's the other
like,
guy?
Trayvon
Oh.
Henderson.
Trayvon Henderson. Guy
Yeah,
too.
I think you got to get them both going early. I think you need to set up the play.
establish.
action
You got to
game from there.
establish the run game and then, pass from. You're
Yeah, because May can fire, like, just like we said, it was not a great week last week. It was a great Broncos defense, but besides that, he's a candidate, probably the second up for MVP. So this guy can tear apart your defense. So if they can get the run game going for him, get the play action going for him, it's going to be really hard for
Yeah.
maybe even a depleted Seahawks secondary to stop the Patriots offensively.
I also don't see the Seahawks scoring less than 21 points either.
No.
Yeah.
So the Patriots are going to have to get at least 24, 27 points, have a good shot at winning this game, I think.
I think it's gonna be a pretty good, high-scoring game. Like it's gonna be an entertaining game.
Yeah.
Hunter Henry is our tight end. He's starting, right? Yeah. How is he? How do you guys think he's been doing?
He's had a pretty good season.
He's a
I had
solid
him in
option.
fantasy for a couple weeks,
Mm.
and he contributed pretty well.
Yeah,
I,
because you look at their offensive weapons, and the Patriots, they aren't
Matt
great.
Collins,
An
like,
old
I like
Stephon
him, but-
Diggs.
They aren't big names.
I like
the
Matt Collins.
Warrior.
Yeah,
The
it's
Warrior.
it's an older Stephon Diggs. It's Matt Collins. It's Kayshawn Booty. and it isn't names that are gonna. Well,
I feel like Diggs the last end of the season
He's
playoffs.
played well.
He hasn't really hit. Yeah, he's
pretty electric though. Like
He is
as a
electric.
But
teammate
Tariq Woolen's gonna be on him.
Yeah.
He could.
I could
You
see
know,
Hollins
he's
really
older,
having to
he
step
isn't as
up.
good of a-
And Brute. What's
Like Sean Booty.
Booty? Yeah.
Yeah. And I really do think it's gonna come down to the run game
Yeah.
because the Seahawks D line isn't necessarily amazing either. So if they can get the run game going early, it's gonna be a lot easier for the Patriots to score because that will open up passes downfield. You can get Diggs open, Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
But if they can't get the run game going, then there's gonna be nowhere for the Patriots to go offensively.
They're shut down, I believe. I mean, yeah, they're gonna be shut down. I believe so.
Yeah.
I looked. Teams that have beaten the Seahawks have scored 40 points a game, or not 40. The Buccaneers scored 38.
The Seahawks have very sneakily.
The
been,
Rams scored 21.
one of the best offenses I've ever watched.
16-3.
The 49ers, that was the one game they didn't do good. September 7th, it was week 2. It was 17-13.
Yeah.
So
And
that's like
week 2.
the one game, yeah.
On a different
the
side
one
of
game.
things, the coaching side, very interesting. Everyone's been talking about it all week. This is a first-year guy in Mike Vrabel. Obviously, did have coaching experience. He was with the Titans for five years maybe. And then Mike McDonald, who's in his second year.
Yeah.
And, one of these guys is going to get their first Super Bowl. One of these quarterbacks obviously going to get their first Super Bowl. And I feel like it's just a pretty unlikely matchup overall. Not just when you're looking at it from the start of the season, but I don't know. And they were both the ones. What the Patriots?
No, the
put
Patriots were the 2
The
they
Patriots
were
were
in
the
the
2
two-
seed, but the
2
Seahawks
seed, yeah.
are the 1. I think even at the start of the playoffs, a lot of people disregarding Patriots and Seahawks fans wouldn't have predicted
Expected
this
them.
matchup either.
Yeah.
So I think it really shows how well these teams have played, and they've been winning all year, and no one has really given them tons of credit up until now. So I think it's very interesting how these coaches, these teams as a whole, have kind of controlled this season and this playoff, and it's going to be a pretty monumental game for the next few
Obviously,
years.
with these two teams, obviously winning the Super Bowl this year is huge. But even both teams are really, really young. I guess Sam Darnold's on the older side, but he's just years left in him.
Yeah.
Where if you lose the Super Bowl, these are two big franchises that are building, and that are gonna take over the league. I think.
Especially, it's so interesting with the Patriots that
so
they
many
were.
Super Bowls.
They were for 25 before 2000. How long were they?
They were bad.
30 years? Did they start?
Yeah.
Like
it was some crazy
something like
drought.
that. 30, 35 years. Then they win 6 Super Bowls in the span of 15 years,
15
right?
years.
Yeah.
And then it's literally 2 years of rebrand I think they were 4 and 13 the past 2 years. And now all of a sudden they're right back, and it isn't even the same staff. It's a whole new staff.
It's new everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really it shows you how good of an owner Robert Kraft is.
Yeah, 100%.
I think you got to start giving him credit.
That's got to be the most successful. They're 100% the most successful team since the 2000s by far.
But
they
when
could be
you
the most successful
completely
team
revamp-
ever.
Yeah, because when you completely revamp your entire coaching staff, your entire roster, and you're back to Super Bowls 2 years later for a franchise that did nothing for 30 years, I think you got to start putting some of that credit onto the owner.
Yeah. I agree.
And then, so honestly, I really do think that for the Patriots, it's gonna be uphill sledding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with the
It's gonna be
Seahawks,
tough.
I think too. Unless if Sam Darnold loses his magic that he's been having, which is possible.
And
he's-
their bench is Jalen Milroe and
Yeah.
guy.
Miller, yeah. And the QB class next year too is really, really good. Not
Yeah,
this
we're
year.
at
Not this
that.
year. The year after that, it's gonna be really, really good to just get a good quarterback.
But both of these guys are gonna be
They're
starting for their teams for.
for next year.
I'd
a few years
assume
to
that
come.
Darnold is gonna get a massive extension,
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially if he wins. Only 28 years old.
When was he drafted?
He's
2018.
He's Jalen Hurts' age.
I think you're right. Yeah.
2018, right?
2018, but I think he was drafted at 20.
Really?
Yeah, I think he was drafted pretty young out of USC. So I think he's only 28. So he'll definitely get a massive extension if they are able to
Yeah.
win. So both of these teams are going to be around for
And a young Drake
Pretty long
May is going to
time.
be there for.
For a while.
yeah. Yeah. All right, into predictions, though. What are you guys thinking?
I'm thinking 34-17 Seahawks. I think it's gonna be a blowout.
Really?
I don't see the Patriots holding up with the Seahawks.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very tough for the Patriots to keep up with the Seahawks offensively. But again, you never know with how Drake May's been playing. Ultimately, I'm going to give it to the Seahawks. I'm going to go 30-20 Seahawks.
I mean, it's just like an outstanding offense to watch for the Seahawks. I'm also very biased because having Jigba in fantasy and not not having him do bad at any game has definitely
And Jigba's been great.
Yeah, he's a great route runner, amazing route runner. So I'm gonna give it to the Seahawks, 31-18. I think that the defense will be holding out against the Patriots offense.
18. That's an interesting number.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. I don't see the Seahawks or Patriots scoring more than 24 points.
I don't know if Amanawari doesn't play.
I mean, think about all the teams
And
that
they
have
can go
shootouts
over
with this team. Like, not a lot of teams have shootouts besides like the really, really good offensive teams like the Rams. Really, just the Rams.
The Patriots have put up some numbers though. I'm telling you, if the running backs get involved and they can get Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson going, then it's going to be hard for the Seahawks to counter that and protect the deep ball, especially if Amanawari's out.
Yeah.
Because their defensive line and their linebackers are just okay.
Yeah.
Their secondary is where the strength of their defense is. So if they aren't being protected by up front, and Drake May has time in the pocket too, and he's athletic, he can escape. I do see a world where Drake May has a great game, but I agree at the same time that
I just
it's
don't
something
see them
gonna be tough.
beating the Seahawks by far.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be at least a 10-point game, 2-score game.
Yeah, the Seahawks have just looked absolutely dominant in the playoffs.
Yeah, look, they got 41 points the first game, 31 their second game against the Rams. They're averaging like 36 points per game, 35 points per game.
Yeah,
pretty
it's
good.
almost like, it almost reminds me of,
It's like domination.
yeah. It's kind of like almost the opposite of the Eagles' offense from last year in the sense of like,
Opposite.
I mean, like
pass heavy versus
yeah,
run heavy.
yeah, like they're definitely pass heavy, just like how the
But
Eagles last year were definitely run heavy.
It's the same production. Is
But
what we're
yeah,
saying.
but it's the same production, and at the same time, they still have a good run game with Kenneth
Yeah.
Walker, just like how last year the Eagles still had
good
had
pass game.
a great pass game with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. And last year in the Super Bowl, Saquon was completely shut down.
Yeah.
I think it was like 58 yards.
That's why. Well, oh yeah.
It was something like
Yeah, but
that.
Jalen Hurts, we
Hurts-
said it all year. He's probably the best Super Bowl quarterback.
I'm
out of
biased,
all
but,
32.
I'm also biased.
but I think so. I really don't
Like
think.
if I want any
I think
quarterback
he has like
playing
two out of the like top 8 like best Super Bowl performances graded by PFF.
like if I picked any quarterback right now to play in the Super Bowl or plug in for Sam Darnold or Drake May, I'd pick Jalen Hurts.
I'm really just stumped of like I mean, I guess coaching.
What with the
offensive-
Eagles?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it was Kevin Poodle's fault because who was the offensive coordinator in 2020?
2020?
No, not 2020. 2020. What year did they do bad?
20,
Brian Johnson.
Like they started 10-1 and then
Brian Johnson.
yeah, Brian. I think
He
Kevin
was the
Patullo
QB coordinator.
was he called plays there, right? It was similar to Kevin Patullo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, like that's why I don't like internal hires.
No.
Yeah.
Because that's what Brian Johnson was. That's what Petula was too.
Yeah. Patullo was-
Especially, I mean, I'm just looking in the history of the Eagles, trying to think if there's been any other, like, really good ones as of late. But I really like going out and getting someone, and it isn't the big name. Actually, if we want to talk about the Eagles
Who did we get?
offensive, it's Sean Mannion.
Yeah.
He was the Packers quarterback coach.
I like him.
He
I
made.
think he's gonna
I think he's gonna be good.
He developed Aaron Rodgers, I believe, right?
Jordan Love.
Or was
no.
it Jordan Love?
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
I mean, 3 years ago he was in the league. He's pretty young,
Oh.
which is actually kind of like. I don't love that because when you have a young coordinator like that, they're gonna go out and they're gonna get a head coaching job at the first opportunity.
Yeah.
So if the Eagles' offense gets back to what they are 2 years from now, Sean Mannion's gonna have a
Jalen
head
Hurts
coaching
got
job.
he's gonna have to go
But-
with another coordinator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I think overall it was a decent hire for what they had because it was really interesting that they didn't get Dable or McDaniel,
Yeah.
and
I like McDaniel. That's the one I wanted.
I would have loved both of them. But I think what it really shows is that, I mean, you have to wonder what it is because I really thought we were a shoo-in for one of them.
Yeah, so
Obviously,
was I.
Fangio came over in a similar situation.
I love Fangio.
Well, he might be done.
Really?
Yeah.
Like to go to or just retire?
Just to retire.
Really? That
Yeah.
sucks.
Well, and also Jeff Stoutland, the offensive line coach, also retired.
Really?
Yeah, yesterday. So the Eagles.
It's gonna be an interesting spot for the
coordinators-
Eagles next year. I
Yeah,
think.
it will. It's gonna be the freshest coaching staff that we've seen in probably since Sirianni took over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like? All right, this is loft. Do you guys like Sirianni?
Well,
I don't mind him. I feel like he doesn't do much for the team though. You know.
I mean, when I look at it like that, and I think, what does he do for the team?
What has he called?
You're-
He hasn't
you're-
really
you're
called
right.
plays and stuff.
He doesn't do anything for the team at all.
He's
He
just
doesn't
been like
call
the
plays.
social
He's-
media presence of him. I feel like the past
True, yeah.
4 years, like causing problems.
But when a coach wins as much, like
I
it's
know.
so hard to win it. Like so, it's almost like I don't know what he's doing, but at the same time, it's. I think he's one of the best winning percentages of all time.
Definitely, yeah.
Mm.
I agree.
And when you have a coach that in 5 years, right? He took over a 4-13 team. In year 1 they were 9-8. Year
they
2,
made the playoffs that year, right?
yeah. Year 2 they were 14-3. Year 3 they were 11-6. Year 4 they were 14-3. Won the Super Bowl. Year 5 they were 11-6. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Well, you could put that on Sirianni's back, but I think it's mostly relies on Howie Roseman. Because when you
Yeah.
go to that transformation, like year 1 they get Devontae Smith.
Mm.
Year 2 is their big change where they get the AJ Brown.
Yeah, they really, like,
all those
built.
guys,
Yeah.
and they just keep building up on top of each other.
Mm.
Where I think Howie Roseman is really why they've done so well
I think that it will end up being. I really do think that they're gonna have a shot to go back again
next year.
next year with
Obviously.
how good the offense is. It sounds like AJ Brown's staying. A lot of the pieces offensively and defensively, players wise, are gonna stay.
yeah.
They
it's
still
gonna
got a
come down to the
younger
coordinators to play.
defense too. I think.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Quinyon, Cooper, Jordan
Yeah.
Davis, Jalen Carter,
Yeah.
all under 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's been a lot of actually. If we want to talk hires for a second
I don't
year,
know, yeah.
yeah. What's your favorite head coaching hire?
I don't know. I have to see.
Yeah, it's not my strong suit.
I really like Todd Monken for
Who'd the-
the Browns.
Bills hire.
The Bills, they hired internal. They hired
yeah, I
their
saw that.
offensive coordinator, which is pretty much the same as Sean McDermott, which is interesting.
Browns had a great.
Where did he go? Did he go anywhere? Or not?
No, but I actually saw something that it was just like Eagles social media
Oh,
networks, but
John Harbaugh is my. I think. Wait, is he not the head coach?
no, he is.
Yeah, John
The
Harbaugh.
Giants.
I think he's the best head coaching hire for
Really?
the Giants. For him coming like, because the Ravens always have
It was
good.
a
they're
lot of
always
big
a playoff
names.
team.
It
John
was like-
Harbaugh is.
Harbaugh, Todd Monken,
Yeah.
Mike LaFleur, Mike McCarthy. That's the worst hire in,
Where'd the
in my opinion.
Floor go?
LaFleur went to the Cardinals.
I like that hire too.
But I mean, on another end, Mike McCarthy was easily my least favorite.
Yeah.
I think he's a carbon copy of Tomlin, and he hasn't won at all in the past 7
Wait,
years
where
now.
did he go? McCarthy.
He went to Steelers.
That was a horrible hire.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
Nah.
Right?
He
like
stunk on the Cowboys.
he had success with Rodgers. Then Rodgers leaves. He's actually no. He
went
was
to the
fired
Cowboys.
before Rodgers. The Cowboys hired him, and he did he make what? He made the playoffs 1 year.
I don't even know if they had a winning record every year.
No,
They may have
no,
one
they
season
won
that was solid.
a division, yeah.
Oh yeah, but I remember that year. It's when they lost to the 49ers because
Yeah.
they slid.
And then he
when they were
gets
running up the field, yeah.
yeah, and he gets fired there, and now he's
there.
back on
And you can argue this is the worst roster.
what the Steelers.
The Steelers. This roster is the worst.
Well, you're
I think
gonna
it's worse
need
than
a
the
new
Cowboys
quarterback.
when he was there.
Definitely new quarterback.
You're gonna
I mean,
need a new
they're
quarterback.
Their wide
Okay,
receiver
they're
DK Metcalf's
okay.
old. Like
He's
he's
a
not.
decent
I don't
year,
think
though.
they're
Yeah,
in a
no.
good position.
I know what you're saying though. It's definitely
Like compared to
not
the
a better
Cowboys roster
than-
that they had, like
yeah.
the CeeDee Lamb, the Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, or maybe it is Ezekiel
Yeah.
Elliott for a little.
Out of these teams with new hires,
I think
obviously
the Giants
I really
is the best
like
one.
the Giants. I think
Because
the Giants are going to
The
be
Giants
the
just
best.
need a
That's
winning
really
season
good.
where they get in the playoffs, and they
And
had the
injuries.
pieces this year. And now they have the coach that can do it.
Yeah.
Get them into the playoffs.
They have Dart, if Scadaboo can stay
Yeah.
healthy, Neighbors can stay healthy.
They have a top
They
draft
have a
pick
great-
too.
yeah.
Abdul
That
Qadir.
like those three people can be one of the best offensive trios in the NFC easily.
I like if Scadaboo gets healthy,
Scadaboo, Dart, and
Yeah,
Neighbors.
they're gonna be a team to look at next year.
and who is it?
And just like you said, Carter, they're gonna have a high draft pick. I think it's what, 2?
3, 2.
That
I think
could
they'll
be
trade. I
Argo
think they'll
Reese.
trade something for it.
No, but that can be Ruben Bain Jr., right? And you could pair him with Abdul Carter. I feel I feel like we should do
A draft.
yeah. We'll probably do a draft podcast and go over all this. But if they can get Abdul Carter, right, like healthy and having a good year, which I think he will do, then at 2 and 3 they could draft Reuben Bain Jr., the edge from Miami, or they could go Arvell Reese, the linebacker from Ohio State, and I think that would really shore up the defense. Was already a decent defender.
He's special.
He's really good.
Really good.
Yeah. He had a great postseason for them, too.
What do you guys think is the strongest position in the draft class? Like this draft class. I think it's running back.
Really?
There's so many good running backs.
Only one's going to go in the first round.
Who's going to go in the first round?
Love.
Yeah, I think there are so many decent backs who can do really good.
Yeah, no. I think it's got to be edge /
There are a lot of edges, yeah.
Edge / linebacker.
Yeah.
Especially just like defensive in general. Obviously, Caleb Downs is going to go pretty high. Mm-hmm. I think this is going to be a great defensive. You know what's really interesting?
The quarterback class is horrible. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Well, I remember last year we were talking in our Super Bowl preview, and we were talking about how like the draft class that's now this year was obviously next year then, but we thought that was going to be like a great quarterback class because we thought Manning was going to have a great year.
Well,
Aller
and Klubnik.
And Klubnik and DJ Lagway.
We said this was going to be such a good
game. And it really just, all three of those guys really just completely.
Lagway had a horrible
year.
Too.
Yeah, well, because they're all staying now.
Who's in next year? I don't even know. The draft class next year is going to
I mean, you would think Manning.
Manning
plays well.
Yeah,
but
Manning, if he plays well. He would still have another year of eligibility, though, too.
Yeah, he would.
After that.
What's in his 4th year next year?
No,
Lagway,
it'll be Dante Moore.
Where's Lagway at? Did he commit somewhere? Tennis or LSU? He's at LSU, right?
It'll be Dante Moore. You'll see if Lagway can do anything.
Dante Moore's good. I like Dante Moore.
He'll probably be the number 1 guy, right?
Yeah, he's good.
It'll be. I'm trying to think of who else is gonna.
Manning.
CJ Carr will be a sophomore. I really don't think there's a lot of talent next year anyway.
I thought there was.
For next year?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Maybe I'm just blanking.
Yeah, I think it's literally just Dante Moore. But yeah, we are definitely gonna have a draft podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But that is going to do it for us here on the Super Bowl edition of the Prep NFL podcast. The last of the official football season. We'll probably have a few more to wrap it up before September. Yeah. For the draft, maybe after year 1, after all the hires, free agency. But yeah, that's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for joining. I'm Jack McGroarty with Tommy and Noah. And yeah, thank you.